So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, we've got a big fight that's being overlooked, probably because of the Canelo Saunders fight. Josh Taylor's taking on Jose Ramirez in a great fight on May 22nd, and I think that's a huge fight for the 140-pound division, because the winner would be the undisputed 140-pound champion. And I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight between two, in my opinion, two great fighters, two good fighters in the 140-pound division, two of the best fighters. And obviously Josh Taylor from Scotland, from the UK, he's looking to create history and become an undisputed light welterweight champion. And then, you know, hopefully move, if he wins, move on to the welterweight division. I don't know whether a lot of people are overlooking this fight. I don't think it's got the attention, the media attention that it actually deserves, because it is a cracking fight. But I am surprised by the reaction in a lot of the Scottish fans, and how the fact that they're just overlooking Ramirez, like Josh Taylor's just going to walk through him. Honestly, I don't see where they're looking. Maybe it's just, like I said, they're just looking at it and thinking, you know, they're fans of Josh Taylor. So they're thinking more with their heart than they are with their head. But I've watched a lot of Ramirez's fights, and I don't see how this is going to be an easy fight. You know, a lot of them keep saying, well, Prograis would beat Ramirez. I don't think so. I don't think that would be an easy fight. Just like I don't think Taylor's fight would be an easy fight with Ramirez. Ramirez is a very good fighter, and actually, if Taylor has a fight with this guy, he'll lose. If Taylor will have to keep it long. But the thing is with Taylor always gets drawn into a scrap. You watched the Baranchyk fight. You watched even the Prograis fight. He likes to get himself in a tear-up. If he does get himself in a tear-up in this fight, he's gonna get knocked out, as far as I'm concerned, because Ramirez has the faster hands. Ramirez, for me, is the more powerful guy here. I think Ramirez is the guy that wants to have a tear-up. I think if it becomes a tear-up, I think Ramirez becomes favourite. I think if Taylor can box and keep it long, which is going to be very difficult to do, because Ramirez is going to walk forward, and unless Taylor can hurt Ramirez, which ain't going to be easy because Ramirez is as tough as they come, it's going to be a very hard night. Go and watch them stylistically. Now, I've had arguments with some Taylor fans because their perception of Josh Taylor is crazy, like what they think of him. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but I had one guy saying to me that he feels that Josh Taylor's been walking through champions. Like, walking through. I don't, like, walking through is what Beterbiev is doing. He walks through guys. You know, he fought Govzik and he walked through him. Taylor's not been walking through anybody. Taylor, really, if you look at it, if we analyze it, the Victor Postol fight was very close. Many people felt that fight was very close. That's not walking through anybody. That was a very close fight. Then we look at the Baranchyk fight. Yeah, he won more comfortably, but he didn't walk through Baranchyk. He came through some sticky moments in that fight. And then the Prograis fight, a lot of people felt he lost. So I don't see where people think that he's walking through these guys. These are the world level names. The guys that I've just named, these are the world level guys that Taylor's faced. I don't see him have walked through any of them. Walking through is like literally battering them and knocking them out. You know, that's walking through. Walking through isn't winning close decisions. That's not walking through, especially when Prograis, many felt he lost. I've spoken to many people, neutral people that felt he lost that fight, British people that felt he lost that fight. So, not taking anything away from Taylor, he's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. He's a unified champion and he deserves respect. He's a good fighter, but to put him on some kind of pedestal like the guy's walking through champions and he's unbeatable, I think is a load of nonsense. And to dismiss Ramirez and to make out like Ramirez is no challenge for Taylor, that's a fanboy right there. That's a fanboy right there. To dismiss Ramirez and act like Ramirez is like no fight for Josh Taylor. Come on. I've watched Ramirez's fights and I've watched Josh Taylor's fights. This is a 50-50 fight. There's nothing more and nothing less, right? To dismiss Ramirez, right, and say Josh Taylor's going to walk through Ramirez. Well, he wasn't able to walk through Baranchyk. He wasn't able to walk through Postol. He wasn't able to walk through Prograis. So what makes you think he's going to walk through Ramirez? Oh, well, Ramirez ain't on that kind of level. Why? because he had a tough fight with Postal. But if I'm not mistaken, didn't Josh Taylor have a tough fight with Postal? Didn't Josh Taylor just have a tough fight with Prograis where many felt he lost? So where are you getting this confidence from? You see, a lot of people think, a lot of biased fans, when they talk about boxing, they're speaking from a biased point of view. It's with an agenda rather than actually analyzing both fighters, analyzing their wins at world level, right? If you look at it, Ramirez has had the more clinical win at world level against Maurice Hooker, who was a very good fighter. Ramirez knocked him out. Ramirez knocked him out. So really, if you look at their performances at world level, Ramirez's wins at the top level has been more clinical. Apart from that Postal one, right? His win over Maurice Hooker, who, once again, Maurice Hooker is a very, very good fighter. I know Maurice Hooker just lost to, he lost to Virgil Ortiz, but he lost at welterweight. At 140, that guy is a very good fighter. And before Virgil Ortiz got to Maurice Hooker was putting hands on Virgil Ortiz. So I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit and calm down, because I think Taylor's a good fighter. But if you think that Taylor's just going to walk through Ramirez, you may be upset on May 22nd, because this is no easy fight for Josh Taylor. I favor Josh Taylor in this fight slightly. If you had asked me to pick, I favor him slightly if he can follow the game plan. But if he gets drawn into a tear-up, I favor Ramirez. I think Josh Taylor's the better boxer. So if he can keep it long, I feel like he can win more rounds, right? But if this fight becomes a brawl or a tear-up, I favor Ramirez to win the fight. Ramirez has got faster hands. I feel he's the more powerful guy, and I feel he'll come out on top if they were to have a tear-up. But to make out like Ramirez is no challenge, like I've literally had arguments with certain Taylor fans that they're trying to make out that Ramirez is no challenge. Like, have you seen the guy fight? Have you seen the guy fight Maurice Hooker? Josh Taylor's not a very powerful guy. He's not a big puncher. He's not a big puncher. This is a tough fight for Josh Taylor. It's no easy fight. I think most of the hardcore fans know that this is a very, very tough fight. This is by no means, and I've seen some people think that Taylor's on another level to Ramirez. On what are we basing that off? What are we basing that off of a life and death performance against Prograis where many felt that he could have lost? Or are we basing that off of, again, a very close fight with Postal, who gave trouble to Ramirez? People keep talking about, oh, well, Ramirez was troubled by Postal, but so was Taylor. I went on Twitter after Taylor fought Postal, and I saw the reaction, what people were saying. Many, again, felt that fight was very close. But Taylor didn't do great against Victor Postal. He didn't school him. He didn't do what Terence Crawford did to him. Terence Crawford fought Postal before, when I'm pretty sure Postal was undefeated, and he absolutely battered him. Taylor didn't do that to him. Terence Crawford literally took Postal apart. He literally took Postal apart in that fight. And Taylor had a close, don't get me wrong, it was early on in Taylor's career. What was he, 15, 14, or wherever he was. But nevertheless, it was a close fight. The only comfortable win he's had against Baranchyk. And even that fight, I watched that fight. He had scary moments in that fight. Baranchyk caught him a couple of times and you were like, whoa. But by the way, Baranchyk is no world elite class fighter. He got knocked out by Zepeda in his last fight. Cold. And Josh Taylor wasn't able to stop Baranchyk. So although he dropped him a couple of times, I believe he dropped him twice, but he didn't stop him. Zepeda knocked what's his name? Baranchyk out cold. And I believe Ramirez beat Zepeda, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Ramirez beat Zepeda. So, again, I think we need to pump the brakes. When you look at Josh Taylor's wins at world level, there's nothing suggesting to me that he's going to beat up Ramirez. This is a 50-50 fight. A 50-50 fight. And if anyone says anything else, then you may be shocked on the night. Because trust me, this is a very, very good fight. And one that I'm going to be tuning in for. Not because it's Josh Taylor's going to school him and I'm schooling him as a fanboy. No, because this is a proper fight. This is what fans want to see, a proper fight between two very good fighters. But by no means, the reaction I've seen from certain people saying that Taylor's going to batter him, Taylor's going to school him, I think you're thinking more with your heart than you are with your head. Because you need to go and watch Ramirez's fights. This is by no means an easy fight for Josh Taylor. By no means an easy fight. And if you think that, you probably haven't seen much of Ramirez. Because if you have, like I said to you, Ramirez for me has had a more convincing win at world level than Josh Taylor. At world level. So when I mean world level, I mean world-class level. Right? But for me, the three guys that Taylor's fought are world-class are Baranchyk, right? Postal and Prograis. Prograis and Postal were very close fights. Baranchyk was more comfortable. However, he had his sticky moments in that fight as well. Ramirez hammered Maurice Hooker, knocked him out, stopped him. Maurice Hooker's a former 140-pound champion. So, to be honest with you, I think this is not going to be an easy fight whatsoever. I don't know why people are overlooking Ramirez. The reason why I'm looking forward to this fight so much, and I feel bad that it hasn't got the attention that it deserves, because I think it deserves more attention, more media and more promotion, because it's a great fight. It's a 50-50 fight, and both of these guys deserve respect because they're putting it on the line. They're putting it on the line for the fans. It's the undisputed light welterweight championship. It doesn't get bigger than the undisputed championship. It doesn't get bigger than that. It's a great fight. It's a great fight between two great fighters, between two brave guys that are willing to put it on the line for the fans. This is what we need. And who knows, the winner, if it's Taylor or Ramirez, maybe get Crawford after that. Who knows? So exciting times for both guys. The winner will have very exciting times because he may get a shot against the pound-for-pound best, or one of the pound-for-pound best. For me, the pound-for-pound best is Canelo, but the second pound-for-pound best, or the third, whatever, top five anyway, pound-for-pound, one of the pound-for-pound best if they win. So there's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake. Firstly, you create history. You become undisputed light welterweight champion, which is an unbelievable feat. I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's not, and I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be waiting for something because it's a one-sided fight, you know, because what would be the intrigue then? See, the Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo fight, the reason why I don't think that's a 50-50 fight, but it's the intrigue to see how good Billy Joe is. That's why we're tuning into that, because it's the intrigue, and it's the fact that it's a Canelo fight. Canelo's the biggest star in the sport, and the fact that the UK fans want to see how good Billy Joe is. What level's he at? This fight, neither guy's a superstar, neither guy's a huge star. It's more to see a 50-50 fight for the undisputed light welterweight championship of the world. That's the intrigue there. Who's going to become the undisputed light welterweight championship? Who's going to become the undisputed light welterweight champion? That's what the intrigue is. And it's a great fight. It's a great stylistic matchup. And it's, for me, a 50-50 fight. By no means is Taylor a firm favorite in this fight, or a huge favorite. No chance. No chance. This is a very, very good fight. And the reason why I'll be tuning in is because I know it's a very, very good fight. You know, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the fight. I'm looking forward to seeing both these guys get it on, because I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great matchup for the fans. And unfortunately, in our sport of boxing, we don't always get these kind of matchups on a consistent basis. So it leaves fans frustrated. When we get it, we should appreciate both fighters for taking the opportunity and enjoy it. And I'll be staying up. I'll be 100% staying up because I can't wait. Can't wait. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. How do you see this one going? And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video. Peace.